Half man,
I was born
half
on
horse,
the
half horse. All awesome.
when she left me.
Today marks the day that I started this channel 10 years ago. 10 years of memories, 10 years of friends, and most importantly, 10 years of sharing my passion for those who gave me a chance to tell my story. Rocket started with a very simple goal. I wanted to share what it felt like to ride. It was the reason why I started this channel, and it's still the reason that I continue to make videos today. Like most new riders, I kept getting asked the question, why do I ride? And no matter how hard I tried to explain, for the most part, they just didn't get it. When it came to communicating my passion, I could continue hitting my head against a wall, or I could find a door. I was reminded of the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I thought, well, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a moving picture must be worth 1,000 pictures. And that was the day that Rocket was born. I decided to make my own channel on YouTube, and I remember being blown away when I got my first 5 views. Someone, somewhere in the world, was watching my stupid little video. It was such a thrill to share my passion with someone that I'd never met. It's easy these days to get hung up on view counts and subscribers, let alone likes and dislikes. And whenever that happens, I remind myself of why I started this channel. I remind myself of the joy I got from just seeing 5 people see my first video. That usually brings me back down to earth, and it lets me appreciate each and every person who took the time out of their day to watch something that I had made. Sometimes I would have an idea for a shot that required a special rig. In the past 10 years, I've made quite a few contraptions. This includes my own 10-foot jib, a rotating helmet cam, a unicorn cam, a swing arm cam, a spinning ceiling cam, a homemade dolly made from skateboard wheels and aluminum tracks, a camera rig for a time-lapse clip, a collapsible Steadicam rig, and a sound wall that converts into a sound booth. In fact, I'm using that sound booth for this very video right now. Of course, these projects slowed the number of videos I made in a year, but without them, I think my interest in video making may have waned. They allowed me to push my creativity and tell the story I wanted to tell, the way I wanted to tell it. I also learned new techniques. In the video Prepare for Launch, I thought it would be cool to pretend that my bike was a giant spaceship. Getting it ready for spring could have been seen as prepping a rocket for launch. I went out and bought $100 worth of space Lego. The hard part came when I had to do the stop animation. It took an average of 3 hours for every 10 seconds of footage you see in that video. And I should mention that I live in Canada, and this was shot in winter in an unheated garage, sitting on frozen concrete for 12 hours at a time. Speaking of suffering, in the video The Chrome Came Back, I threw myself with full gear into a pond that was just above freezing. It was early spring, and to get the various angles, I did this 9 times. The first 2 times, my volunteer cameraman had his fingers over the lens, which meant those ice-cold moments were for nothing. There were actually a few times I took a beating for this video. When it came to this shot, I had placed a pillow off camera to break my fall, but with my helmet on, I missed it and smacked my knees with full force onto the concrete. In another shot, I was supposed to stop just short of a small cliff and fall to the ground in front of the edge, but I tripped for real and fell 20 feet onto my face. Over the years, the abuse didn't just happen to me, but to the gear as well. In the video Lowrider, which has since been blocked by Sony because of music rights, I mounted a GoPro close to the ground on a tiny pocket bike that I'd built myself. When I went around the corner, it touched down right onto the lens. In another video called How to Kill a Camera, I had a camera bag that I had forgot to secure properly, and at one point during some twisties, the bag actually slipped down between the wheel well and the swing arm. The friction tore open the bag and ground down my brand new camera to virtually nothing. And the biggest gear casualty was when I collided with a car. It happened less than a mile from my home. A woman had pulled out in front of me with no time to stop, and I had nowhere to go. It was hard to say goodbye to that bike. In a few short years, we had made quite a few memories together. It had felt like I had lost a friend. And speaking of friends, throughout the years, I've made quite a few great friends through YouTube. Some close, and some that I only know by their YouTube name. Regardless of which category they fall into, I consider every person that comments on my videos a friend. I believe that our community is made up of some of the coolest people on YouTube. Everyone is so supportive and encouraging. No matter what the age difference might be, or what country, or the type of bike they ride, or even the language they speak, our passion for riding unites us in a way that is uncommon, to say the least. It's the reason I continue to share my stories, and it's the conversations that come from those stories that keep me coming back for more. Of course, YouTube has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Some say that it's lost that special magic that it once had, but I think where it has lost something, it has gained something equally special. They say the only constant in life is change, You either move with time or time will leave you behind. So given the option, I choose to move and evolve with it. To all of you watching right now, I cannot thank you enough for your kindness, support, and friendship over the past 10 years. This year is a celebration year for Rocket. I have a lot of cool ideas planned and several already shot. I can't wait to show you what I have in store. And speaking of store, if you haven't checked out Duds by Rocket on Etsy recently, you really should. Besides showing your support for this channel and all of the hard work that goes into it, there's some pretty cool stuff there. I designed it all myself, so whatever you order was made by yours truly. Each piece is handmade to order and shipped worldwide within just a day or two. And if you're not interested in anything in the store, no worries. You're always welcome here when the next Rocket Flick comes out in a week or two. But until then, I'll see you out there.